This is Maiden, Mother and Crone, a piece of modern opus anglicanum embroidery which uses the visual language of opus anglicanum and which uses the technique to tell a more modern story of the stages in women's lives. So I'll start with the maiden, obviously. The surrounding columns are based on ones from a fragment of opus anglicanum, but I've changed the colours to blue and white, which gives these wonderful Mykonos villas in the corners. I chose them because they reminded me of Durham Cathedral, where I grew up. But part of the point of the maiden is that we've sort of lost the ability to read a medieval painting and read the richness of the textiles. So although my maiden is in quite a plain, simple medieval kirtle, she's on her hen night and she's surrounded by symbols of modern affluence and modern designer labels, because we read those in a very similar way to that which our ancestors read the signs of rich cloth. So in the background, this technique is called underside couching, and it's used in the earlier period of opus anglicanum, which I find far more interesting. But we've got all these designer labels and designer logo in the background. So we've got Westwood and McQueen and Coco Chanel, and we've got a few sporting ones as well, which we would read in the same way. This technique of counterpoint couching, which is worked purely texturally, both up and down in the gold work, is used in things like the Pienza cope, so it is taken directly from medieval embroidery. But I'm absolutely adamant that you should only call your embroidery opus anglicanum if you use filament silk, because it's all about the light on the silk. And a prime example here is the tarmac beneath her feet, which shows how you use spirals for texture and they reflect the light. So she's out on the lash on her hen night. Her little doggy's not getting enough attention because he's been kicked out of her handbag. She's got her Chanel bag, her Laboutins heels, the L plate fluttering to the ground, and she's made up to the nines, so she's got her fake tan on. So although the date on this one says 24, it wasn't actually finished till 25, because this piece it is very big and it is a major piece of opus anglicanum. So moving on to this one, I've taken a technique from later opus to do the checkerboard floor. The little baby is running away from her, and he's from a very late opus piece as well. But she's a much more realistic impression of motherhood than the very serene mother of opus anglicanum. So the baby's screaming its head off, it's pulling her hair. You notice her hair isn't smooth and perfect, it's all out of line. Her boob's out, she's got her bunny slippers on, there's a shitty nappy down on the floor, the baby's making a bid for that dog poo on the other side. And on this one, I've used the counterpoint couching to show building blocks. But if you read carefully, it actually does read, I just want some bloody sleep now, baby. Which I took a survey of all my mummy friends, and they said that, that was their main thought as a mother. It's very subtle, this background, which is why I wanted to do a video rather than a flat photograph, because it's very, very difficult to photograph. So onto our third archway, and we've got our lovely crone. The cat licking its backside has become something of a medieval signature of mine. But she's wearing purple, of course, because of the poem, and she's sipping her martini. She's reading a copy of my first book, which was Opus Anglicanum, and she's got this lovely flowering rose in the background. Again, all medieval materials, but this lady's the one who's got her life sorted out.